Welcome everyone to our portion of this celebration. We are the Broome chapter of the New York State Society of Professional Engineers. We thank Binghamton University for sharing this program with us. We would also like to thank personally Dean Hari Srihari, Dean of the Watson College of Engineering, and Kim Coleman from the Dean's Office for her work putting this program together. I would also like to thank our Broome chapter members, PE after their name means professional engineer, Wanjun Hong, PE, Lockheed Martin, Tom Mathias, PE, IBM, Jim Shurtleff, PE, retired IBM, and Sallie Valentine, PE, Delta Engineers. Sallie is our chapter president. I'm a retired engineer from New York State Electric and Gas and past president of the chapter. Our chapter is part of the State Society of Professional Engineers and also of the National Society. Our societies represent professional engineers of all disciplines. Becoming a professional engineer can open doors to great careers and give you options, such as going into business for yourself. To become a professional engineer, you need to have graduated from an accredited engineering program. Then you need to pass 2 tests. The first is the Fundamentals of Engineering exam, which can be taken in the last year of school or after graduation. After obtaining experience, the engineer is eligible to sit for the second exam, the Principles and Practices of Engineering, sometimes called the PE exam. After passing both exams, the engineer attains the PE license. Our society promotes ethical, competent, and lawful practice of engineering. And membership in our society can mentor your engineer's career. Might I also say membership in any engineering society or technical organization can be very important for the engineer's progress. 2 members of our Broome area chapter will now continue our portion of the program. First will be board member Tom Mathias, who will read the engineer's creed and talk about our scholarships. And second will be chapter president Sallie Valentine, who will introduce the engineering awards. Tom, please continue.
I'm Tom Mathias, PE, current scholarship chair of the Broome area chapter of NYSSPE New York and senior engineer at IBM. Please join me in reciting the engineer's creed. As a professional engineer, I dedicate my professional knowledge and skill to the advancement and betterment of human welfare. I pledge to give the utmost of performance, to participate in none but honest enterprise, to live and work according to the laws of man and the highest standards of professional conduct, to place service before profit, the honor and standing of the profession before personal advantage, and the public welfare above all other considerations. In humility and with need for divine guidance, I make this pledge. For many years, the Broome chapter has supported local engineering students by funding 3 scholarships at local colleges. One is the Donald F. Brown PE Memorial Engineering Science Scholarship at SUNY Broome Community College. Another is at Tompkins Cortland Community College, and the third is at Binghamton University, the latter of which is jointly funded by the chapter and by the Watson College of Engineering. The student recipients and the chapter are grateful for the contributions of members and others who funded these scholarships. We would like to recognize those who contributed to our 2020 Combined Scholarship and Math Counts Fund drive. James D. Catala, PE, Paul DeAndrea, PE, Keystone Associates, through the request of Kenneth Ellsworth, PE, Thomas Mathias, PE, Joseph McDonald, PE, Michael O'Reilly, PE, Frank Roma, PE, Robert Sanklowitz, PE, Dr. Richard Schwartz, PE, Jim Shurtleff, PE, the 2020 Engineers Week dinner donations. And now I will turn it over to Sallie Valentine.
Thank you, Tom. I'm Sallie Valentine. I'm the current president of the National Society of Professional Engineers, New York, Broome area chapter. I'm also a PE and project engineer at Delta Engineers, Architects, and Surveyors. For more than 40 years, the Broome area chapter of the New York State Society of Professional Engineers has been honoring an Engineer of the Year from the Southern Tier community at the Engineers Week celebration. The last 5 years, we've been honoring a Young Engineer of the Year as well. Nominations for these awards are solicited and received from local technical and professional engineering societies. We will start off with the Young Engineer of the Year award. The successful candidate for Young Engineer of the Year is an engineer age 35 or younger whose selection is based on the following criteria: collegiate, educational, and extracurricular achievements, professional society activities, positions held, and achievements, technical society activities, community and humanitarian activities, continuing professional competency, career positions and responsibilities after completion of a baccalaureate degree, and engineering career achievements. At this time, I have the honor of introducing the nominator for this year's Young Engineer of the Year award, Tim Envid, PE, and mechanical engineer at Stantec. I'll turn it over to you, Tim.
Thank you, Sallie. Appreciate that. So thank you for allowing me to present this award to Victoria. It is a true honor. My name is Tim Envid, and I'm an associate mechanical engineer, PE at Stantec. I've been Victoria's supervisor for the past few years, and it's been truly a pleasure acting in that role. She actually began her career with Stantec as an intern, and I was one of 3 people that had the chance to meet her at the Binghamton University Career Fair. She was by far one of the best candidates we spoke to that day. Her first impression was very professional, well-spoken, and all interviewers had the same sense that she would thrive as an engineer in our line of work. Her resume at the time included an internship at the VU Physical Facilities Department, so we knew that she had real interest on her end to work in the HVAC industry. At the conclusion of her internship in 2015, our team brought her on full-time, knowing that she would make a positive impact and perform well. It was really a no-brainer for us to bring her on. The first couple of years, Victoria worked on designing mechanical and plumbing systems for various building projects, mainly in the pharmaceutical, science and tech, and manufacturing industries. 2 years in her career, Victoria pursued an opportunity through Stantec to work at the Tesla Gigafactory out in Reno, Nevada. She spent a year working directly with Tesla's design team on many specialty HVAC systems and central utility systems. Her time on site was fast-paced and required long hours with frequent site visits, since her designs were being built as they were being designed. Tesla was thrilled with her performance. One of the reviews I got back from her supervisor at Tesla is that her performance was better than many senior engineers that he works with. So that was a pretty big compliment. Since then, Victoria's responsibilities have been more focused on leading design efforts and on many complex projects, such as multi-space product suite fit out for a pharmaceutical manufacturing facility, a high-rise hotel, and a naval facilities dry dock, and many more projects. Her most prized accomplishment, like any engineer in our course in our field, is, of course, passing her PE exam, which was in HVAC and refrigeration. She sat for the exam as early as she possibly could, which was in 2019. Victoria consistently shows design excellence in all that she does, but she always strives to be better and exceeds expectations. Currently, she's pursuing the project management track in parallel with her technical track as an engineer. She has acted as a project manager's assistant on a few projects and has put together proposals for a few different jobs. Because of this, she has decided to pursue her PMI certification and attend local chapter events. Outside of work, Victoria is and has always been involved in her community. Currently, she's involved in the local ASHRAE chapter, where she is a Board of Governors member and the current chapter treasurer, and will step in to the role of vice president later this year. Her past roles include YEA committee chair and chapter secretary. She continues to be an active member of SWE and is an alumni advisor at Binghamton University. Outside of these organizations, she also volunteers her time with organizations such as CHOW and Vines. I really can't say enough positive things about Victoria from both a professional and personal standpoint. In Victoria's various roles, she's always given 110% and strives for innovation and excellence in her work. She elevates those that she works alongside and mentors. She continuously proves her limitless potential and is rapidly becoming an impactful leader within her industry. Victoria's personal and professional colleagues and I are excited for her selection as the 2021 Young Engineer of the Year Award winner, an award which showcases her numerous early career achievements and contributions to the engineering profession and the community at large. Our team looks forward to continuing to work alongside you as you grow, innovate, and thrive through the journey of your engineering career. Congratulations, Victoria, on the well-deserved honor.
Okay. Thank you, Tim. I'm gonna take a minute to show my plaque here.
Nice.
So thank you, everyone. I'm very honored to receive this award of Young Engineer of the Year. I sincerely thank my coworkers and my supervisor, Tim, for the nomination, and the Broome Area chapter of the New York State Society of Professional Engineers for the recognition. I am grateful to have found a community within the engineering profession in this area that includes my colleagues at Stantec, members of ASTRAE, NSPE, PMI, and other engineers who I've met through different events in the community. As a young professional, I'm eager to continue improving my technical and management skills, and I have learned much through networking with these professional societies. I have many mentors who serve as examples of dedicated, accomplished engineers. I am also fortunate to work with a team of people who challenge me to learn and grow on a daily basis. As a team, we regularly tackle some complex technical challenges, and at the end of the day, produce successful designs for our clients. I'm also proud to represent women in engineering and hope to continue to grow into a position to coach other women in their own successes. Earning my professional engineer license was an important career milestone, and I highly encourage other design engineers to work towards that goal. Engineering is an exciting, rewarding profession, and I look forward to seeing what we can achieve in the years to come. Thank you.
Congratulations, Victoria. The selection for Engineer of the Year is based on the following criteria: professional achievements, support of and involvement in technical societies, service to the engineering profession and to the community as a whole, technical expertise, support for students and young engineers. And now I am pleased to introduce the nominator for this year's Engineer of the Year Award, Linda Shumaker, PE and President of Shumaker Consulting Engineers. I'll turn it over to you, Linda.
Thank you, Sally. I am honored to introduce James M. Cummings, PE, as the Engineer of the Year Award recipient. I've known Jim for over 25 years and have watched him grow professionally within my firm from a construction inspector and junior engineer into a managing engineer. Jim started with Shumaker upon graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in civil engineering from the University of Alabama in 1995. Within 8 years of working at Shumaker, Jim obtained his New York State professional engineering license. During his 25-year career with Shumaker, Jim has managed and mentored over 50 employees within our civil transportation engineering department. Jim specializes in civil site development and transportation projects. He has prepared or reviewed complex designs in conformance with United States Army Corps of Engineers, New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, New York State Office of General Services, State University Construction Fund, Dormitory Authority of the State of New York, Federal Aviation Administration, New York State Thruway Authority, and the New York State Department of Transportation Design Standards. He is also experienced in stormwater management design, stormwater pollution prevention plans, and soil erosion and sediment control. He developed and taught a PDH course on erosion control and stormwater management for the Thruway Authority staff and at a transportation engineers conference. He has also freely provided advice on stormwater issues to local officials. Jim just recently completed the design alternatives and a design report for a 3-year $1 million design for a local DOT project, the Greenway, which will connect downtown Binghamton to the town of Vestal and Binghamton University. Jim has also been involved with over 100 projects for Binghamton University and has established himself as an expert for this client. Other local projects include the Court Street Roundabout, Vestal Rail Trail, Penn Ave reconstruction, Dilly Hill Road culvert, and New York Avenue in Johnson City, which all have Jim's fingerprint on them. He has also been an active volunteer firefighter for the East Main Fire Company for 32 years, giving back to the community in several ways. Jim has also been a member of the American Society of Civil Engineers and the American Society of Highway Engineers. It is an honor to introduce Jim as the Engineer of the Year Award recipient.
I would first like to say I'm very humbled and honored to accept this award. I'd like to thank Linda for nominating me and giving me a first job in the business back in 1995. From an early age, working on the family horse farm, either playing in the dirt or building things with my father, I've always been interested in how things worked and were put together, even going as far as taking apart multiple Sony Walkmans when they quit working so I could tinker with them. I'm always interested in new technologies and new ways to do things. All these things led me down the road to becoming an engineer. As an engineer, I take pride in driving around town and even across the state and seeing projects I had a hand in designing. I drive through work zones very slowly, looking all around, trying to get new ideas or try to see what's going on, often pointing out certain operations to my kids or equipment, much to the chagrin of my wife, who is always yelling at me to keep my eyes on the road. I particularly take pride in helping out Binghamton University and the rest of the SUNY schools to further their missions. These projects take on a particular personal note for me, as my father was personnel director at Binghamton University for over 30 years. He was very proud of the SUNY system as a whole, so I take great pride in helping them further their mission and further his vision in the SUNY system. As a volunteer fireman for 30 plus years, 17 as a chief officer, I've had the opportunity to make a positive impact on many people's lives. Similarly, I like taking part in critical engineering projects around town that better the area and the lives of the people who live there. My years in the fire service also provide me valuable leadership and management skills that I am able to transfer to my engineering projects. It is a desire to make an impact on people's lives that fuels my drive to continue to mentor my current and former staff, not only on engineering, but also on career choices, and encourage them to be the best engineers that they can be. I'd like to thank all of the Shumaker family, both past and present, for all their help and support over the last 25 years. I would also like to thank my wife and kids for putting up with me in the sometimes long hours and nights away from home. I'd also like to thank my father and the rest of my family for instilling good values and work ethic in me. Again, I would like to thank Linda for nominating me and her mentorship throughout my career. I'd also like to thank the New York State Society of Professional Engineers Selection Committee for choosing me. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. And I don't think we could have gotten two more qualified candidates for Young Engineer of the Year and Engineer of the Year. Congratulations to both Jim and Victoria. And thank you, fellow engineers, for participating in this. And we really appreciate it. And I'll turn it back over to Kim.